Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Talking Dog Show. Today is Wednesday, August 27th, and we have an exciting program for you today. Um, we're gonna show you pups like we always do, and we have a special treat. We have Samantha Abrahams here with Anahata, and she'll be joining us any second. And Anahata has created a program that is very exciting. It's called the Noble Canine Guardians Program. And we share weekly about the healing benefits of having dogs. We benefit from having them here and working with us every day. So we're just so happy to be now providing dogs for institutions, for hospitals, for workplaces. And we've created, Anahata's created this program that makes it really easy for people to acquire a dog, to have at the workplace. So for those of you who have been wanting a dog, maybe at home, but it's not a fit to have it at home, but you think having it at your workplace would be an amazing thing, then you definitely want to watch this and you definitely want to hear what they have to say about it. Because it really is important. It is the stats and the science are showing, and they're going to share these stats with you, how much more productive people are when they have dogs in their environment, how much more of positive attitude there is, how much stress levels decrease. And I can tell you for myself, I work here with Anahata at Royal Frenchel, and I always have dogs around me. I mean, I got little Baxter right here, and little Baxter is just a complete love. And it's kind of like the point where you feel odd if you don't have a dog around you, right? Anyways, while we wait for bringing them on, I'm going to show you. This is this is the tail wagging love bottle that we have. You can get it in the link below, and it is really great. It's got these two bowls that you can undo, right? And so when you're traveling, if you just put this in your car, have it full of water, have your little kibble in there, and everywhere you go, you can take care of your dog, and it's so killer. I've been in a couple jams already with it, and I mean, where I wasn't really like thinking about it, and then I was like, oh, okay, I got that bottle, and boom, I was all taken care of. So you can get that below. Um, yeah. So, anyways, so I'm gonna bring on Samantha, and I'm gonna start talking to Samantha. Samantha, you want to go ahead and turn on your video? Hi.
Hi, Arturo. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you, Sam.
Great to see you and great to see Baxter as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. Samantha was here for a while, and that's when they created the program. She came here for 2 weeks and spent time getting to know our program and fell in love with a dog that she ended up bringing home. I don't know
And
if
I'm
some,
telling you, even though I brought my little, this is I think my pack is complete. I have three Royal Frenchels now. And so I brought Pixie Munchkins here with me. And I could recognize that first week I was going through some withdrawal because, the whole time I was there, I was just surrounded by dogs, and it was a pretty miraculous thing that was happening that I don't even think I fully realized while I was there was happening. I caught myself in moments where I would be in the midst of doing something, and you know, you would kind of get used to being around all the dogs, but then you didn't, or I didn't. And throughout the day, multiple times, I would catch a dog's eye and I would just stop whatever I was doing and just pause in the present moment and make eye contact with them. And I don't have that anymore. I mean, I have my three dogs, but there was so much beautiful dog energy there that it just sort of took over you, and so I could feel myself withdrawing a little bit from that.
yeah, I mean, and I think withdrawal is like a real physiological process that happens when you are more in like an addictive situation. However, when you have so much nourishment coming at you,
Yes.
where you're constantly getting affection, you're constantly having someone touch you, as far as your dog, you're constantly being looked at by these soulful eyes. And
Mm.
then there's this collective presence around that is this dog. I mean, like that's what we live in, that's true. Like that is, it was like being fed like high nutrition food
That's
on
how I
some
would
food
describe
retreat.
it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like being in this higher vibration of energy,
Hmm. Yeah.
just surrounded by the dogs.
Absolutely. Yeah. So anyways, Samantha, Anahata's not quite here yet, so I figured I'd just get started with you. And I do have your documents here, but I thought maybe you can start by introducing what is it that inspired you to join. Well, here comes Anahata, and I'll let her start in on the Noble Guardian. So we're really excited, everybody. I'm gonna get up for 1 second so she can get by me because we are on this little puppy couch, and she'll be jumping in here in a second. Here she comes.
Hi, folks. Nice to see you all here at the Talking Dog Show. We have some really fun stuff to go over with you today because, you know, I'm always working at trying to show people how good a dog is for your life. And they really don't understand so often. They think, oh, it's cute. Yeah, it makes me feel good. Yeah, I have an emotional response and I love my dog. But listen, folks, the statistics for your health on having a dog, the statistics in the workplace for having a dog are so phenomenal. Like, we're not talking small significance. I don't know if you know, in science, when they do research, they have what they call significant results. And so if you go past a certain amount of a response, it's called a significant result. These results for people in the workplace, enjoying their jobs, having less absenteeism, all of the things that make them want to go to work. It is phenomenal, the stats on it. I mean, every workplace ought to have a dog. People report much more genuine joy at going to work. They have a mascot, they have a friend, they have something that they can take a moment and relieve their stress with. You know, they did a study of the saliva in the workplace of a health institution, and they took the saliva because they wanted to know the cortisol levels. And the cortisol levels, when they started the program without a dog, were off the charts. People were very stressed according to the results. And you can get the results from us. I'm happy to send you the research below, so just contact me. But they gave a dog to another site and did the same test. Excuse me. In the same institution, they gave the dog and then retested the cortisol levels, and it was astounding, the results. Over 30% less cortisol, which means their hearts are doing better, their blood supply is pumping easier, that they're, all of the systems in the body are more relaxed, they can function better. I mean, guys, this is not a joke. This is real stuff. This is stuff that, like, you take your vitamins for. This is stuff you take all those funny little things you buy and spend hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars on. Okay? Instead, just get a dog.
You good?
Just get a dog. Okay? I mean, this is not a joke. 65% of heart patients, um, uh, if you get a dog, you have a 65% less mortality rate. That's massive. Now, Sam is here. I know she was introduced by Arturo, and she is actually the senior, oh God, Sam, please forgive me. I forgot the damn title, but I'm so sorry. Anyway, she's the one, the director who takes the dogs into institutions, shares them with them, shares all of the good info and how we do our program, etc. And so I'm going to have her share some with you here. But I want you to know up front that this is like incredible stuff, not just for institutions, but for you. I care about you, I'm all about the dog and the human. They're human, right? That's what I'm about. If you look at Tail Wagging Love, you see Tail Wagging Love. It's about dogs and their people. If you look at Royal Frenchel, it's all about great dogs for great people. If you look at the Guardian program, it's all about dogs and their people. And for me, we have an over 3,000 year relationship with dogs, and we don't realize that we have genetically moved in a dance together for all those years, and there is magic in that. We have shared strengths, and where weaknesses are, strengths exist in the other, and where communication can open up intuitively, it's available. And that's what my life is about. And it's been about for over 50 years in breeding, in caring for people and their dogs. And I love my dogs, right? I mean, I do. Royal Frenchels are a breed I created for the sake of helping to heal the French Bulldog line and needing a service dog line. And now, with all the joy in the world, these dogs are going to be going right to the heart of where people really need them most. So welcome, Samantha.
Great
Nice
to
to
see
you,
you.
love.
Great to see you, Anahata. And I love the introduction of this reciprocal healing relationship that we have grown over 3,000 years with dogs, where um, we have had the great privilege of dogs imprinting on us, and we have offered a bit to dogs by imprinting on them. So it really is just a beautiful, mutually healing situation that we've cultivated over this time. And just to open up the conversation of a few very recent examples of that, as Arturo and I were talking about, I just came back about a week ago from visiting you in Washington, and I brought a new family member home.
Yeah.
And Pixie, she's doing great.
Aw.
And I hadn't told my husband, who's actually a doctor, that I kind of gave him the he sort of knew, but he didn't really know if I was going to bring her home or not. So I decided it was going to be a surprise. And I got home and he was on call 24 hours at the hospital. His job is very stressful, and he comes home exhausted, restless. I've seen over the past years how he doesn't have the same bounce back that he did when he was in his early 30s.
Right.
It's really
Absolutely.
hard for him to recover, really hard for him to even rest, even in the state of sheer exhaustion.
Uh-huh.
And I have to say, I'm so glad that I surprised him, because I have never, ever, in the entire time I've known him, seen him so happy after a
Aw.
day like that at the hospital. And I recorded the whole thing, and it's like literally priceless to see just how joyous he was and how happy he was to see this little bundle of joy upon entering our house. So that's one example. And then just today, um, he had shared with one of his colleagues that we got a new puppy, and this gentleman that he works for, who's also a doctor, wanted to stop by and see the new puppy. So they came over just today. He came with his daughter, who, funny enough, is a third year medical student at Tufts.
Right.
And so they both came over to see my two dogs and then the new puppy, and they were overjoyed. And he was sharing that being around his dog is so healing for him. He also volunteers with a program in our area where you can go in and take out dogs who have been neglected, who are up for adoption, and take them outside for a walk. Um, and he said, I don't know who's giving therapy to who. I'm taking out the dog, but we just sit on a bench and we look out at the water and we talk. And
You know what the truth is, Sam, in that is that just just a smidgen of the breath of a dog completely changes us. It changes our mood. It triggers oxytocin in our systems. So we start producing oxytocin, and oxytocin is, that which brings your mood into view, into happiness. It's the love, chemical, right? And also serotonin. So these are very specific things, folks. These are not, it's not like, oh, I just feel good. I feel good for a scientific reason,
It's
because my dog
physiological.
has gained access over time to things in their genetics that actually support me. And I have things in my genetics that support my dog. And it's the reality of a long evolution between dogs and people.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's a real thing.
totally. Yeah, it's physiological,
Yep.
as well as emotional, as well as mental. So I started talking to them about the Noble Canine Guardian program, and his daughter was saying how at Tufts University, where she goes to school, they bring in dogs prior to taking a big exam or testing. And I
Right.
thought, how amazing. That's so great, just to calm their nerves and help them have a better experience and performance with their tests. So,
I would love to see any research they're doing.
yeah,
I'm all
yeah.
about the research, because people have for too long thought of dogs simply, as nice things to have around, sort of the thing that keeps you from being lonely, or the thing that keeps you from, just adds fun for the kids, or, you like to snuggle once in a while or go to the park on Saturdays. But listen, they are incredible beings, really phenomenal beings. And um yeah, let's get into it a little. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make one comment, and then I'd like to ask you guys some questions about about the program. But I love these conversations, and it's
And
so funny.
hold on a minute. I
Yeah.
just want to let you all know I vape, okay? And I get all these people write me and say, you shouldn't vape on the show. Honey, I'm in my 70s. I've been a breeder over 50 years. I vape so I don't smoke. Okay, number one. But that isn't really why. The truth is, I have a brain difference, and my doctor gave me something to put in a vape so that every time I vape, I have a certain type of stimulation. I had a very serious brain injury when I was young due to an illness. So that's why I vape. It works really well for me. It doesn't injure anyone. It's all medical stuff. It's not like your average vaping stuff. So I just wanted to let you know that,
Mhm.
because I get these notes from people, you really shouldn't vape on the show. And it's like, I just want to be real on the show. I don't want to be like, I'm all about what I talk about. I have no interest in being flashy or some, if I become a YouTube star, it's or a YouTube, whatever they call it, right? Influencer or whatever, which I may become, because of my knowledge, because of my love, because of my passion, because of the truth of the things that we share, not for any other reason. I'm not interested in being fake with you. And the truth is, I vape. And at this time of the day, for years, I've had a soda, and I have my soda. It's the same time of day. It's noon. So I'm pretty healthy all the rest of the time. Don't eat any junk. Enjoy my life. So there's just a tiny little tidbit about me that I hope helps you position it a little bit. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
So I just wanted to say that there's this reality that we have a paradigm of a way of thinking and viewing medicine, right? So right now, and it's changing, but right now people think, and obviously because pharmaceutical industry is so prevalent, makes so much money that we're all buying into it, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying don't, that there's anything wrong there. It's just a reality. It is the prevalent way we think that we're getting medicine and healing. And then there's this alternative, rising of alternative healing methods. So you have to,
Terrell, they're called alternative, but the truth is they're healing methods that have been around for eons.
right.
And some of them really work well, and some of them don't work so well.
Right.
But a dog works exceedingly well.
Right.
It exceeds
Mm.
most supplemental support.
Right. So my point is that you want to look at it like not so foreign, because it really, if we just accept that pharmaceuticals are drugs, but or healing things, but the truth is when you look at what they are, like I'm chemistry trained, so I even learned how to make some of those things in college. You're basically extracting or minerals and compounds from the earth, synthesizing them, changing them to have special effects physiologically on the body, right? That's what medicine is. It's no different than some external physiological compound that we interact with that changes us and affects us. So they're all equal in that way. Everything is like that if you look at it from a molecular level, which is just the perspective I wanted to give. Because and the only thing that really changes is people view things differently by general acceptance over time. And right now it's like the idea of, hey, your dog is medicine might just be new to a lot of people, but it's not very different than anything else that's happening right now. So that was my point from a molecular position. Anyways, I just thought I'd add that in there.
Let me just show you folks, and wow, and Sam can share more with you. I'm going to show you some facts about dogs. How do I do that? I want to share.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's go there.
And go here. So
Press share.
press share.
There we go.
Okay, I wanted to just show you part of our presentation for the program, and the reason why I want to show it to you is because it really gives you the facts. So first of all, of course, we use Royal Frenchels in the program because they are such great service dogs. They love travel. They love meeting people. They're not nervous twits, things like that. So we use those. They're ranked second as a hybrid breed in the U.S. for health, temperament, and agility. And they only have 0.11% reported illnesses, which is really valuable. And they live 14 to 18 years. And you can get them small enough. So when you have someone like a cancer patient who can't have weight on their body without getting, bruised or cut or threat of, infection, things like that. Come on, sweetheart. These dogs can do that, and they're not going to be too weighty on the person. They also have a very high intuition, and the intuition allows them, and this was what really triggered me into such a great love for the breed that I created, which I didn't really know. It was a blessing that it would happen this way, but they're highly, highly intuitive dogs. And when they get around someone who's ill or can't tolerate a lot of activity or can't tolerate rough stuff, the dogs just go vroom, and they just temper down. It's the most amazing thing to watch. So so that's how they started. They started in cancer centers out here on the West Coast. Yeah, so anyway, they're super easy. Now I'm trying to turn this thing. Arturo, can you do it? It doesn't move. Hold on 1 second, folks. I'm gonna see if we can get it changed.
Just swipe up.
Okay, so outpatient outcomes, I would rather get to the actual statistics because just talking about it doesn't really do it. This is really great. I want to show you here the heart attack mortality reduction. We're talking about this much less death, okay, for cardiac patients. You're looking at a 65% less death. Okay, people that have dogs or who are given dogs after cardiac issues, they live longer and they make it through year one and they do well. Cancer patients have much less distress, and distress is a big deal for cancer patients because cancer patients oftentimes get fed up with the processes they're engaged in, and they want to give up at times. And having a dog there makes them want to continue. And so the statistics on patients with the dog continuing their treatment versus people who don't have a dog in their treatment process are astounding. The ones that have a dog do their treatment, they do better with their treatment, and they report far less distress. And I mean, shoot, if you're going through something that tough already, why be more distressed about it? The other thing is, in which I talked about at the beginning, is the staph hormone reduction. Over 30% less cortisol in your staff. So burnout starts to be dealt with when you have a dog on staff. Not only burnout, but absenteeism pretty much disappears. It goes down very, very low. And workplace engagement, that means people wanting to be at work, staying at work, enjoying work, reporting enjoyment at their work, that goes way up to 90% just with a dog on site. The hospital infection rate, and I want you to look, the last line on this document, the infection rate is 0. Yeah. Everybody thinks, oh, don't do this because my dog, I'll get an infection, or don't bring this one to the hospital because they'll get infected. No. When you hold a basic protocol of good hygiene and your dog is well cared for and wiped down and all the important things that are done, and we have a small protocol that we use that meets that protocol, there's no infection rate change at all in the hospitals. That's pretty astounding, isn't it? Don't you think, Sam?
I do. I do. Yeah, and if I could jump in regard
Please.
to the staff stress reduction. Um, according to a Mental Health America study, it said that 70% of US households own a pet. And out of those, 66% believe their pets relieve stress. So just think about how that restorative effect and support can transfer to the workplace, the hospital
Absolutely.
room, a classroom, or really any mental or emotional health or therapeutic healing facility. Um, so, dog therapy programs are becoming a more popular and innovative resource to promote the mental and emotional health of staff and faculty as part of stress, trauma, and resilience programs within hospital settings. Um, these therapy dogs are proving the programs and the research on these programs are proving that the best medicine often comes in the form of love from a dog, not pills. Um, a friendly, non judgmental therapy dog can change the dynamics of the work environment
Yep.
by providing support and comfort, improving mood, and decreasing stress. Um, working in a healthcare system is very difficult, whether a hospital worker is a physician or a nurse, um, an environmental service worker for the hospital, or a nutritional service worker for the hospital. They deal with a lot of stress every day. And research is showing that therapy dogs um, introduced to hospital workers as help in the form of stress relievers is a way of taking care of people who take care of people. Um, it's really not rocket science. Research has shown, as you said, that simply petting a dog lowers that stress hormone, cortisol. Dogs have a natural ability to demonstrate sympathy and empathy. So, by leaning into a dog, hugging them, letting them nuzzle in closer, or simply letting them look into your eyes. These are the simple, compassionate, loving ways that dogs bring comfort. And dogs are often able to hold a safe, loving space and pull out emotion and allow it to be released and discharged in a way that a human can't. And I can't think of anyone who's more deserving and more in need of such loving mental and emotional health support than medical workers who work so hard every day to save lives and take care of others, even at the expense of setting their own needs aside.
It is astounding, when we consider that we take all sorts of things, all sorts of supplements, all sorts of drugs, all sorts of things we do when just having your dog with you for a few minutes a day can absolutely have a massive effect on your health. And um, I really want people to know that, I've been ill a lot of my life. I was born without antibodies. I would have been one of those bubble children, but it was too long ago. So I was ill. I died twice. I've really gone through it in my lifetime. And I surrounded myself with dogs my entire life. And I really, really am grateful to all they've done for me, because I know I wouldn't have made it without my dogs. I mean, the last surgery I had just a couple of months ago, when I had my knee replaced, I, I Nobo, one of my service dogs, I got in the car, and within seconds, she was in the front seat. Within seconds, she came from the front to the back, immediately went to the side of my leg where I had the surgery, laid down right next to it like that, and didn't move. Just came over, laid down, and right next to my leg. Now, that isn't a position she would ever go to. In the past, she would always go to my lap, come say hi. She did none of that. She just went straight back to my leg, because of course it was stretched out on the seat, and just laid right next to it. And instantly I felt better, and I don't really care why. I felt better. And daily, I sleep with a number of dogs. I'm a single older woman. I can do that. And uh uh and I'll tell you, my nighttime is more joy than you can shake a stick at. I have so much fun. We play at night, we do things, we watch a show, we share treats. I, I know that sounds ridiculous, but let me tell you something. Older people do not get touched much. Okay. Your skin is the largest organ of your body. And we are made to touch, to embrace, to connect, right? And when humans stop doing that, they start to very, very quietly close down. And I'm not going to close down for anybody, honey. I'm sorry. I haven't done it in my earlier life, not going to start now. And having a dog is touching you, and you're touching them, and all that input through your skin is going straight into your system, and it's saying, I'm alive, I am well, and I can feel good. And it's putting input into the world that you are a life force that is vital. And that's a very, very important thing for older people, because oftentimes we lose our friends. I was the youngest in my crowd. I had 5 people who were close to me, that I was very, very close to. They all passed within 18 months a couple of years ago. And it was the most shocking thing to me. And they weren't together, they were all separate, but it just was like, boom, everybody was gone that knew me for years and years and years. They were all gone. And I was suddenly sort of alone. You know, I have I have 6 godchildren, I have people that love me, but it isn't the same at all when you get older. It just isn't. And, you know, people think about older people, oh, isn't that sweet? She has her dog, No, it's not just sweet, fool. It is helpful. It is healthful. It is something that creates vitality and joy and love. And those things heal the body. They bring the body into view. It brings the sunshine forward. So I wanted to share a little bit about that.
That's really cool. The thought I have is, we said this also before, but it's like soulful witness is one of the greatest medicines, because, I think about myself in my earlier life. I struggled with my own self-esteem, and it's like I remember doing yoga and doing all these things to try to feel better, because my body was a response to that energetic soulful alignment I had without, that was like not totally in love with myself or with life, and it was like I didn't know how to break through that. So I tried everything, you know, it was like, try this, try that, try that. And the truth was, you know, just that acceptance of love in myself is what makes me feel better. And the profound power of soulful alignment for your body's well-being should never be understated. And that's what once you get into that alignment, you don't need all that extra to try to feel better, because you're that soulful expression. We go into this all the time, but that's what the dogs support, so it makes so much sense to me. Anyways, I wanted to ask you guys, because we are like, we get excited about talking about dogs and how awesome they are. And I want to understand your program a little bit more the nuts and bolts, because I think our viewers would really want to understand it. Because we know that therapy dogs go to work, right? There are therapy dog programs. People are like hired to go in. So what is different about what the noble canine guardians are going to do and what they're providing? How do they make it easy for institutions to have dogs available for the needs, or even in a business? Explain a little bit of the nuts and bolts, if you don't mind.
Sure. Sam, would you like to do that?
Why don't you get us started and I can jump in?
Okay. One of the big things about it is they get to own the dog. And that's a really vital part of it, because when they have the dog, they have a relationship with the dog. And it's different than hiring someone to come in and do XYZ. When they have the dog not only fulfills the duties that it's going to be doing in working with people throughout the staff and patients, but the dog also ends up a mascot of the organization. And we all know that there is this tribal thread in humans, right? We see it in football, we see it all over the place, and in different activities that humans do. And it makes a big difference in the connection. So that's number one. Number two, they have a guardian themselves. So they determine a guardian that is they determine a guardian that is the person who will care for the dog. And so that person works on site every day and has responsibilities with the dog. And then we customize the program for whatever institution we're in. So some places, may want their cancer ward to receive more attention. Some places may want a dog to spend a good deal of time in the staff lounge, which, believe it or not, ends up happening a lot in the world, because that's where they go to, get a break, relax, grab a cup of coffee. And if there's a dog in there, it makes all the difference in the world. And so there is this customization of the program that they get to participate in. And we recommend, of course, we make recommendations in terms of the timing of the dog and, ins and outs, rest periods for the dog, things like that are important. But basically that's it. And it's, really a special program, and more special because they're Royal Frenchels. Royal Frenchels are a breed that is very unique in the world today. When I created it, I really had contemplated and was blossoming this idea and knowledge about humans and dogs and our capacities to, to actually thrive so well together. And, but the dogs that people were buying were so outrageously wrong for their lifestyles. A person in a small apartment in New York ends up with a Malamute. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, unless they're going to be, going out and climbing mountains or something. The other thing is, excuse me, I'm just going to fix this. They have, all kinds of dogs that just don't fit their lifestyles. And they come home and the Great Dane is eating the couch, and they're suddenly hit with huge bills because the dog food that a Great Dane eats is just a huge amount. And they had this great idea that this dog was a cool dog. Well, Royal Frenchels take care of all of that because they love to travel. They travel very, very well. They love people. They get along with other animals 9 times out of 10. And they can be small to mid-ranged in terms of size. So they fit today's lifestyle. But more than that, as I mentioned earlier, they're extremely intuitive dogs. They're just highly intuitive, and they really sort of meld and start flowing with whoever they're with. So if there's a person that gets a Royal and they're more active and they like to run and they like to do things like that, play ball, do those things, the dog does it happily. And if they're a person that is infirm and inside and they are happy to play with toys and enjoy themselves and get moderate exercise, and that does very well for them. I mean, my 2 service dogs just lived almost 17 years, just short of 17 years, 116 and 3/4, 116 and a half. So the breed is really quite an astonishing breed, very, very unique in terms of the combination of traits that it has. It doesn't suffer the breathing issues of Frenchies. It doesn't suffer the heart issues. It doesn't have, we've had, I think, only in 24 years, I think it's like 5 cancer situations which arrived later in life, very late in life, one early in life, and we replaced that dog. Well, we can't replace him, but I mean, we gave them another dog while she was still alive, and she got to transfer her info to them. So yeah, it's very unique because of the dogs. Is a huge part of the uniqueness of the program.
Well, it
So one
sounds
thing that I'm excited about is being able to go into the hospitals and facilities and speak with the faculty there about what are their needs and really finding the right dog to place with the right guardian to really facilitate their goals and their needs and being really engaged in that process and also acting as a support along the way as we go forward so that you know you talk about the longevity of these dogs and we want the program to have that same longevity so that the dogs that we are placing in the hospitals can be a consistent force of healing support. And
Ah,
I'm really excited to be a part of that process.
wonderful. Yeah. Well, pretty exciting, folks.
yeah.
Let me show you every
already-
single show, and I know Turo wants to say
I
something,
already
but I
showed it.
oh, you did.
That's
Well, I'm
okay.
going to show it again.
There you
Okay, this is my favorite thermos. Okay, it has 2 bowls on the bottom, which Arturo put on pretty tight. It has food right now in one, and there's water bowl here. And then if I want to drink, I drink out of it as well. So while my dogs are drinking and getting a snack, I get to use it. I keep this in my car. I have 3. I have one in my car, one in my travel stuff, and one in my room. I'm telling you, folks, it is the easiest thing in the world. It's 32 ounces, so it's not too heavy. It can go in anything, any kind of bag or whatever. And I just want to tell you, it's awesome. You can find it at Tail Wagging Love, our Amazon store. We only have that one product. I don't want things that are not going to be, quality and that really add to the dogs and their person's life. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I was thinking, it's almost like for the noble guardians, it's almost like hiring a dog on your staff in a certain way. So the decision makers or like the businesses or the institutions get to designate this guardian role, right, to one of their employees, or maybe even hire someone who
Yes.
specifically is that job.
In
That-
fact, let me tell you, I'm
It's
going to
really
interrupt you.
interesting, yeah.
Let me say this, because you just said an important
Yeah.
thing. The truth is, the institution, by having a dog on site, saves on the average of is 1.75 or 2 employee revenue. I mean, what they would pay an employee, 2 of them, 1.5 to 2 of them in a year. So the program pays for itself within a year.
Mhm.
That's pretty phenomenal. I mean,
I
that
think
just
it's I
that's
think it's a really
astounding.
cool thing because and I'm thinking now on the human side, like there's so many people passionate about dogs. It offers another job to be the dog guardian of maybe even multiple institutions, or multiple departments. And that's what they do all day. Because if you think about it, most corporations and institutions, anyone who's significant, has a budget for staff enrichment, for staff retreats, for staff training, for staff team building. And this fits right into that category of nourishment for their staff. And I bet you when it's consistently done, that the stats will show that the dogs over deliver in the changes that they're wanting for their staff. We have a good friend of ours. He does work like that. He has a company called the Yes Works, and he has stats about their productivity increases from the work they do. And I really believe that if a company or an institution commits to that role, like, okay, you know what? Yes, let's add a dog to our staff, basically, right? And who here, what role would be the best guardian to take on the dog? There's a role in your organization that might fit, or hey, let's hire someone, right? So there's going to be a certain amount that they pay for the salary, but the dog is a one-time cost, you know, and the support, whatever they get with them. But that's like, I mean, there are places that have ministers, right, in the institutions that go counsel. There's human resource departments that are there to support employees with challenges. These dogs are unlimited in their abundance of giving, and I can't see how that would be something that people wouldn't want. I think it's really remarkable, and I think I look forward to, like, I'm seeing in the future, this like corporate reality that there is this dog guardian. Like every institution has a dog guardian. Like, what, you don't have a dog guardian? Like, I don't want to work there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, that should be an interview question. Do you guys have a dog guardian? Just want to make sure, because I don't work places without dogs. You know what I'm saying? So that would
That's
be really
awesome.
cool. Yeah. Anyways, I'm really excited to hear about it, and I want to say to the audience, uh, you know, many of you are watching this because you're dog lovers. Many of you are working at institutions or larger corporations. Let them know that this is something that you've found that is extremely valuable and that would be a great add your to your program. And give us a call. Right now, we're receiving calls through Royal Frenchel, so just call Royal Frenchel. All the info about Royal Frenchels in our links and through all our channels.
Yeah, we actually have a page that's just
yeah.
been finished for
Yeah.
the Canine Guardian program. So
Yeah, it'll be live in
yeah,
a
you're
couple
gonna
days.
enjoy seeing that, Samantha. That'll be fun for you to see.
And then you'll get to meet with Samantha, and she'll reach out to you and set up things and then get you going. And we have beautiful. I mean, you want to show one of the dogs that would be like a guardian?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, let's get a
Hero. Hero is going to be a
Yeah,
guardian.
because we're preparing our guardians now, and they will be going to
Here we
companies
go.
and
Hello,
institutions.
sweet.
Here
You're such a
is-
good boy, Hero.
There's the hero.
So Hero is going to be a guardian, and he's going to be a microbe guardian. He's a little one, and he's excited to see me because he hasn't seen me. So I'm going to let him just do that. Yes, a good boy you are. Yes, you are. Yes, sir. Here you go, sweetheart. You can take him
All
back.
right, I got him. Let's show you some of our pups right now for the rest of the show. What do you think?
Well, I wanted to see if Sam had anything else she wanted to share first.
Well, I'm just always so grateful to be here, and it was just great to start speaking our program that we have to offer into the world, and I'm just so excited to get started. So I know
Awesome.
you have puppies to show, and I have this little one who needs to go out. So while you guys show puppies, I'm gonna take her out.
All right, love.
But
You
it's
have
always a pleasure, as usual, to connect with you and enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, honey.
Bye, Sam.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.
You too.
No. Oh, well, okay. This girl could be a guardian in the guardian program. She's awesome. This is Fanny. We've got to change her name. Nobody relates to the name Fanny. And Fanny has a little bit longer muzzle than the average Royal Frenchel, but she is an absolute love. Oh my God, folks. And this boy here is Ernest, and he's awesome. Oh my God, yeah. They're both little Fanny is a micro, and Ernest is, well, actually, he's pretty much right between micro and small size. So he's just an absolute love. We just woke them up from a nap to get them in.
They're nice and warm and snuggly.
Yeah.
Ernest likes making these little snuggle noises. He goes,
Boy, you are. Yes, you are.
All right, who else do we have? Let's see.
So, and then you can put them out, sweetheart. Thank you.
There's Fanny. Oh, Teddy.
This is my boy,
This is
Teddy. And I say my boy because he's my type of boy. He's my kind of Royal Frenchel. And what I mean by that, he's extremely soft. He's a silky. He's extremely soft, very easygoing, gentle as anything. He's just like almost a stuffed animal. I mean, really, he's just so gentle. Oh, he's a good boy. Yes, he is. And I'll just show him to you a little bit more. There you go. Isn't he beautiful? And then we have Basil.
Basil. He's a good boy. And Basil's brothers with Fanny and Ernest. He's a good boy. Yes, he is.
And you're
Say
looking the
hi.
wrong way. We got to get you looking that way. Yes, we do. Yes, we
What's
do.
that?
You're
You
just
see,
a
Basil
lover
has
boy.
what we call eyeliner. It's natural eyeliner. He's a handsome little guy. He's a handsome guy. He's a good snuggler.
Here.
Okay. Now this is special. We have
And you do
don't-
those because of
we don't ordinarily have regular size. We haven't had them.
I don't know if you folks are noticing, but we have like 8 dogs on this couch right now. It's pretty
Which is a
funny.
small amount typically for the day. Okay, you guys. So Anahata just resized these guys this week as regulars. They were smalls, but you know how every Friday we resize. And this is Dante. And yeah, for those of you who've been looking for regulars, 2 beautiful babies here. This is Dante. He's a boy. And look at this. He's such a happy little boy. I love this guy. Hi. Hey, hi, everybody. Here you go.
Hey, Dante, you good boy.
Boy, look at this coat. He's got a really unique coat. He's a
His
silky
gorgeous
boy.
coat, gorgeous coat.
There you go.
Really lovely. Sweetheart
Dante.
boy.
Boy,
He
oh,
would be
and
really fun for someone who likes to go camping and has kids or wants a dog just to go with them on various journeys and travels. They're really, really fun.
this is his sister Annabella,
Hi, Annabella.
another regular.
Hi, Annabella, you pretty girl.
So
You
for
know-
those of you who don't know Royal Frenchels, we have 4 sizes, right? So the smallest is the super micro.
And they're the smallest bulldogs in the world, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we go up to our micro. Is just a little bigger than super micro. And then we go to small size and regular. So when I say regular,
Like this.
So he's a micro.
This is my new service dog I'm training or will be training. He's still a little young yet.
Annabella, can you grab like Willie and his sister Serafina? I could put them out. Say hi, Annabella.
I'm moving over
He's
only because
so
I have
pretty.
dogs here, folks. I'm not pulling away. I just need to make room for the dogs here.
Look how well she is on camera. She just sit there.
Oh, sweet.
You're a good girl.
Little thing.
You're
You
a
such
good
a
girl.
good girl.
Yes, you
Yes, you
are.
are. Yes, you are. You're such a good girl. Yes, sirree. Don't you worry. She looked worried for a minute.
Good shade.
Okay, and these
Okay.
2 are just extraordinary dogs. I just adore them both.
This is Serafina.
Serafina, she's a little blue merle
Willie.
and
Yes.
absolutely gorgeous.
And this is her brother Willie. He's a good boy.
Hi, sweetheart. Tiny little thing. and Willie, and they have the loveliest personalities.
Oh yeah, these guys are so
really, really sweet.
very dear.
So you can reach us down below. Please subscribe and, join us every Wednesday at noon Pacific time. And also, if you want a dog, just look down below, click the link, or contact me, and I'd be more than happy to meet with you and share the dogs and learn about you and your needs and help you find just the right fit.
Yeah, we meet on Zoom. And if you're not in Washington, and then we get to just show you dogs just like this, and you get to interact, and Anahata will tell you all about them.
Personality wise, that's really valuable and important. We have a special program for our pups. It's called the Love Bucket program. I don't share what it is exactly because it's a proprietary method that I've developed over the years that makes a massive difference in how puppies respond to human beings. And it helps them develop a brain for relationship, helps them behave in more gentle ways, which is very, very important. They learn manners. They learn to sit until they get their treat, even when there's a host of other little ones around. And so it's pretty lovely. Yeah. Yeah. And
we have one more micro special surprise who's not on the site yet, but is going on the site soon. So if you're here watching it, you're getting a preview. So be ready. She is so adorable. We call her Miss
Pink.
Miss Pink. So she's coming any second.
Oh my
One
God,
second.
she's
Yeah,
spectacular.
and
She literally is the smallest Frenchie you've ever seen in your life. She's astounding and she's gorgeous and she's perfect in every way.
here she
Here she
comes.
comes. Hi, Miss Pink.
Hi, Miss
Hi,
Pink.
Miss Pink. Oh, she just
She just had a good belly.
she fit. Oh my God. Whoa.
Look at that
Oh,
belly.
that's too big. She eats and then she gets so big and then it disappears in an hour. It's the most astonishing thing. But she just about fits in your hand. And she's 7 weeks old and just a gorgeous little girl. Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah,
And my back
super
feels
micro
like
or
she's
micro?
she's
That's
a super micro. This is
Yeah,
a
so
super
that's a super micro.
Yeah, she's like one of the top dogs we've ever had, and in terms of, the French Bulldog qualities without the French Bulldog ills.
Right on. Awesome.
Oh, little one, you're such a good girl. Yes, you are. So this is little Miss Pink. All right, darling, I'm going to give
There
her
you
back
go.
to you. Well, listen, folks, we appreciate you. We love you. We want to say thank you for all your time and attention. And uh and if there's ever anything that we can do for you and your dog, please let us know. We would love to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
You can write comments, send us a note on email, whatever. We are happy to talk. And if you want to join our show, please reach out to us.
Oh yeah, we love that.
We'd love to have you. If you have anything, even if you are just want to join in the conversation, we're happy to do that. But if you're in the dog industry and you want to share something about the things you do for dogs, we'd love to hear it. So,
Also, we have a couple of people lined up to come on the show, a specialist in nutrition. We have a specialist in, a few things, a veterinarian, a number of things for the future. So we look forward to seeing you. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. Much love.
bye, everybody. See you.